I just saw a whole group of birds right down the street across the road behind the fence on private. There was at least 3 toms blowed up in strut and some hens. I just had a hen yelp back at me across the creek on private. There's a private field. Got some Jake action right here. You got 3 toms right here. We got 3 toms up close, and then that one that went out. We got some honeysuckle vines that are should give me decent cover, but I gotta be careful. I'm gonna go back the way I just came. There's a little corner of woods. I think we got 3 toms here close, and then that one that's drifted away. I think that one I might maybe be able to call him across the field into that corner of woods if I get some cackling and yelping going on. It's worth a shot anyways. It's been about half an hour and I've called a few times, haven't got any response. The sun's starting to get hot. If the birds are still out there, they probably won't be much longer. I might even head back to the truck and run down to the store, get something to eat. I'm going to meet up with Shane Simpson. He's coming over here to hunt. We're going to try to fool around with these birds a little bit.
Most of my equipment got wet this morning, so my remote quit working. I had to dry it out. This got wet. You name it, it got wet this morning.
So while I was waiting for Shane to get here, I spotted a strutter with 2 hens on a public field for once. I've been seeing birds on private all around here all morning. So there's toms everywhere, but we got one we can actually sneak on here. So we're in that last fence row here. There's a field out there is where I last saw the strutter. We got a little cut through. They could come through this opening. So we need to be careful until I get eyes on them. I need to assume that they could be anywhere so I don't bump them. Looks like 2 toms. They're standing in the shade. Two redheads. The other one's facing away. I can't tell. Hey, we might be calling in right here. You got your gun? We got at least 2 toms, maybe 3, unless the other one's a Jake. Well, yeah, but the one on the left, I can't tell. I think he's coming. I told myself, let these birds get close. So they were inside 30, maybe even 20 yards before I shot. And I settled that red dot. Right as soon as that red dot hit his neck, I pulled the trigger.
You think maybe it's just the pattern's too tight that close in?
Too tight. Maybe he either head bobbed or I pulled just a little bit. But yeah, shooting the target with these, these are good shells if you're shooting out like 40, 50 yards, depending on your setup. But when they come in close, you got to have a real steady shot because the resin in these holds those pellets together.
How were you sitting out there? Were you on your knees? I couldn't tell.
No,
from
it
where
was
I
a
was
freehand shot.
Freehand?
Yeah.
I mean, but were you up on your
Yeah, up on my knees.
Okay. So yeah, that would make it a little more difficult to keep a steady aim.
Yeah, freehand definitely didn't help. These are good shells, but I don't think I'm gonna hunt with these the rest of the season.
Yeah, I didn't jinx you. The shells jinxed you.
Yeah, it's the shells' fault now. It's always something. It's the gun, it's the choke, it's the shells.
Well, your folks or your viewers won't know what I said to my camera. When they were coming in, I could tell Catman was getting ready to shoot. I could see him easing up. I whispered to the camera and basically whispering to myself, "All right, don't miss, buddy," or something along those lines. He says I jinxed him, but I don't know how I jinxed you if you didn't even hear me say it.
The shotgun heard you. Saw that barrel? If you look in the video, that barrel just started to bend right before I shot. That's what it was.
Did Aaron touch that gun at all?
No, I won't let him. I touched it.
He passed it on to you apparently because he hasn't missed this year, has he?
No, that was last year. He only missed once.
Oh, okay.
I mean, everybody's gonna miss sometimes.
Yeah.
I miss a lot. That's 4.
I missed a lot last year, but fortunately this year I haven't missed yet. I've only shot 2 birds though. So.
I should have hit him that second shot. They were still close, but he was moving.
You just need to go shoot your gun and see where it's hitting. I mean, your dot could actually be off, and there's nothing wrong with what you're shooting.
I have a feeling it's not going to be off. I'm going to shoot the target a few times, and it's going to hit.
Everything's working. It's probably just you think?
Yeah, from past experiences, it's just me not shooting.
Well, it's easy to, if you have a couple misses, to really get into your mind. It's a mind game, and until you start killing again, it's going to be in the back of your mind.
Yeah,
every
like I was
time you're
saying,
about to pull the trigger.
Like you were saying, I should come back out here after him. I said I need to get some confidence.
Well, of course, go shoot your gun, but get right back out here and hunt. Well, I've got a tag. I guess I got 4.
Yeah,
tags.
You need to kill one. I wish I'd have just filmed you shooting. Is what I should have done.
Yeah, because you live here, so you can hunt anytime.
Hindsight's 20/20. Should have done everything different.
Well, with a field bird like that, and if you don't have a decoy out, you can't sit there and just call. They're going to hang up out there and just strut at 70, 80 yards. You gotta let them think they heard a hen over here, and then come looking for it.
I've called them across open fields a couple times, and it's just like one of those. You got to hit it right. They got to be in the mood, and you got to have that setup where
they were in the right mood.
I had a feeling they might be because we seen them strutting. We seen one of them strutting, and they're all the other 2 just had their heads up, and we couldn't see any hens. So I thought, well, if there's no hens, they ought to just come right over here. Because why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they may hang up. That's always a chance with field birds. Even open woods, they may hang up, but it's worth a shot. We had a good setup where.
Well, you saw them out there by themselves in that one strutting. You was like, he's got to be strutting the hens. I was like, nah, this is springtime. Them birds, they don't even need a hen around them. If they're just out there, they like to strut just to show off.
Yeah.
There's so much hormones and all that stuff built up right now in the breeding season.
I'm gonna go home and plaster the target and show like freaking perfect patterns every time.